There are 3 of them in the back of my cabinet. Flat, white, full of little holes. The tray that comes taped inside every rice cooker box. There has been a rice cooker on my counter for 50 years, and for the first 30 of them, I did with that tray exactly what you did with yours. I pushed it to the back and forgot it. Then one evening, I needed to steam something in a pot too wide for it, and I turned the tray upside down. That was the end of the $11 steamer basket in this kitchen. You will not buy anything today. Not a steamer basket, not a colander, not a pitter, not a skewer rack. Everything I am going to show you needs that one tray and a chopstick. Go and open the cabinet now. Put the tray on the counter where you can see it while I talk. My name is Maya Sato. I am 58, and I learned to cook at my grandmother's elbow in the mountains of Nagano. There has been a rice cooker on my counter for 50 years. I use every part of it, including the tray most people never take out of the box. 4 jobs, in this order. The upside-down steamer that fits any pot you own. The chopstick and the date. The skewer shortcut, and the one nobody sees coming. The way that tray keeps your produce from going soft in the bag. Do all 4 and you stop replacing food you already bought. In this house that is $20 a month, that stays in the grocery envelope. Let me start with what almost everyone gets wrong about this tray, because if you have this wrong, nothing else will land. You think it is a rice cooker part. It is not. It is a flat piece with 60 or 70 holes punched through it and a rim that lifts it about an inch off whatever it sits on. That is all it is, a raised, perforated surface. Once you see it that way, you stop asking whether it fits your rice cooker, and you start asking what else in your kitchen needs a raised surface with holes in it. The first one, the upside-down steamer. Most people think the tray only works in the little cooker it came with. So when the pot is bigger, they give up and buy a basket. You do not need one. Turn the tray upside down, rim down, hold surface facing up, and set it in the bottom of any pot you own. Water goes in first, 1 inch, which in a standard 5-quart pot is about 1.5 cups. The water must stay below the top of the tray so the food sits above the water line and never touches it. That is the whole mechanism. The water boils at 212 degrees. The steam comes up through those holes, and it cooks the food from every side at once instead of soaking it from underneath. Lid on, high heat until you hear it, then down to medium, and start your timer then and not before. Sweet potatoes, medium ones, about 6 ounces each, 25 to 30 minutes. Steamed buns, 8 minutes. Broccoli florets, 5. A fish fillet an inch thick, 8 to 10 minutes, and 145 degrees in the middle. Chicken thighs, 22 minutes, and 165 degrees. No lower, ever. Not for a nice color, not for anything. At the 20-minute mark, look in. If the pot has gone quiet, add half a cup of boiling water, and you will see the difference on the plate. A boiled sweet potato comes out gray at the edges, waterlogged, slumping when you cut it. A steamed one comes out gold the whole way through, still holding its own water, sweet, a little chewy at the skin. Steaming keeps 90 to 95% of the vitamins and minerals in that food. Boiling sends 30 to 40% of them down the drain with the water. My grandmother steamed the vegetables over the rice in the same pot every night because firewood was not free. The second one, the chopstick and the date. If you have ever pitted red dates by hand, you know exactly what I mean. Sore thumbs, torn skin, juice on the counter, half the fruit crushed. The tray fixes it with the same thing that made it a steamer, the holes. A hole is wider than the pit and narrower than the fruit, so the tray holds the date, and your fingers stay out of the way. Sit the tray flat, right side up, over an empty bowl. One date directly over a hole, stem end up. Take a chopstick, the blunt end, not the point. Hold it straight up and down, and push once firmly straight through the middle. The pit drops into the bowl. The date stays whole. No tearing, no splash. A pound of dates is about 60 of them. By hand, that is 20 minutes and sore hands. On the tray, under 5. And pit them for one more reason. A whole red date is exactly the wrong size for a small child's throat. Pitted and split, you can put them in front of a grandchild without watching every bite. 8 pitted dates in 4 cups of water, simmered 15 minutes. That is red date tea, and it is what I make when someone in this house is tired. Now, the next one my own daughter did not believe until she tried it in her apartment in Tokyo. 30 skewers for a party. She did them standing at the counter in 4 minutes, and never once touched the point of a stick with her hand. The third one, the skewer shortcut. Threading meat onto bamboo 1 piece at a time is slow, and the sharp end is pointed at your palm the whole way. Let the tray hold the meat instead. Soak the bamboo skewers first. 30 minutes in cold water, or they scorch on the grill. Cut the meat into pieces about 1.5 inches across and 3/4 of an inch thick. That measurement matters. Cut them smaller, and they fall straight through the holes. Lay the tray flat, right side up. Set the pieces down so each one sits centered over a hole. 12 to 15 in a row is comfortable. Then take a 10-inch skewer and push it straight down through the meat and through the hole, 1 piece after another, down the line. The meat threads itself. Lift. Slide the pieces along with your fingers so they sit evenly. Leave 1/2 inch bare at the tip. A full tray of skewers in under 5 minutes. 2 things before you walk away from that counter. Chicken comes off the grill at 165 degrees. Pork at 145 with a 3-minute rest. Check it with a thermometer. Do not guess by color. And the second the meat is off that tray, it goes into hot soapy water. Raw meat, then the sink, then anything else. Never the other way around. The fourth one, the washing basket that stays the storing basket. You bring strawberries home in a sealed clamshell. You put it in the fridge, and by the 4th day the bottom layer is soft and brown, and it goes in the bin. That is not bad luck. That is trapped moisture. Produce breathes, and in a closed bag it sits in its own damp air until it rots. Your tray is a colander and a shelf in the same object. Put the berries in it, hold it under running water for 30 seconds. Shake it 3 times over the sink. The grit and the sand go straight out through the holes. Then set the tray on a plate and leave it 10 minutes to drain. Do not skip the 10 minutes. Water left sitting on the fruit is the same problem in a nicer container. Then the whole thing, tray and all, goes into the refrigerator. Strawberries that gave you 2 or 3 days in the box will give you 5 to 7 days in the open air of that tray. Mushrooms, 7 days, with a clean cotton cloth underneath. Washed greens, 5 days. Cherry tomatoes, 5 days on the counter. And this part I will say plainly. There is an entire industry selling you stacking bins to organize your refrigerator. They have known for years that a good half of what goes into those bins is food you will throw away. A bin does not stop waste. It arranges it neatly where you can see it. and then you buy the same food again next week. That is not a design failure. That is the business. So let me say the whole thing once more, slowly, so you can write it down. Steaming. 1 inch of water in the pot, about 1.5 cups in a 5-quart. Tray upside down. Food on the hold surface, lid on. Sweet potatoes, 6 ounces each. 25 to 30 minutes. Buns, 8. Broccoli, 5. Fish an inch thick, 8 to 10 to 145. Chicken thighs, 22 to 165. Add 1/2 cup of boiling water at 20 minutes if it runs dry. Dates. Tray flat over a bowl, date over a hole. Blunt end of a chopstick, 1 push straight down. A pound, 60 dates are in under 5 minutes. Skewers. Soak the bamboo 30 minutes. Meat cut 1.5 inches wide, 3/4 thick. 12 to 15 pieces over the holes. 10-inch skewer straight down, 1/2 inch bare at the tip. Chicken 1, 65. Pork 1, 45, with 3 minutes rest. Tray into hot soapy water before it touches produce. Produce. Rinse 30 seconds, shake 3 times, drain 10 minutes on a plate, then into the fridge on the tray. Strawberries, 5 to 7 days. Mushrooms, 7. Greens, 5. Cherry tomatoes, 5 on the counter. By Sunday, that tray is not in the cabinet anymore. It is on the counter with the berries draining in it, and the drawer where you were going to put a steamer basket and a pitter and a skewer rack stays empty. $40 of tools you did not buy, and the produce you actually eat instead of scraping into the bin. Now tell me yours. Every kitchen has one trick. Nobody taught the owner. Something that came free in a box and turned out to be the most useful thing in the room. Write yours below and tell me where you are watching from. I read every one. The whole method is written out at the top of the comments if you want to copy it. Next time, a rice cooker, 1 cup of cold water, and the button on it you have never once pressed. Until then, waste nothing. Take care of your kitchen, and it will feed you well. Tray upside down in 1 inch of water, food on top. Lid on. Steam with it, pit with it. Skewer on it, store in it. That is the whole thing.